Our special guest that we're going to be joined by right now is Lisa DeSherlia, and she is a mom who has started a petition that she would like for all of us to sign on change.org. So Lisa, first of all, I want to welcome you to Autism Live. And I need to ask you, I need to be better about this, I need to ask you for your permission for us to broadcast your image and for you to be talking with us now live on the show. Is that okay with you?
Yes, thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you taking the time. Tell us a little bit about this petition that you would like for all of us to sign.
Okay, this petition is on, as you said, change.org, and it is called 1 million people for better lives for adults with autism. Release funds to each of the 50 states.
And you list on your petition you list on your petition a series of different points of why you want funds released for help and support for adults on the autism spectrum, correct?
Yes.
What are some of the points on your, we can go over them together if you want, but there's a lot of unemployment in the autism community, right?
Oh, yeah, lots of unemployment, more than any other disability group.
And, you know, different studies have been saying different amounts, but numbers easily as high as 70%, correct?
Yeah, even probably over that.
Probably. I heard somebody the other day saying that it was closer to 90% for adults on this.
Scary.
It's very scary. But there are, in terms of services I was saying earlier, there aren't enough services for children on the spectrum, but comparatively what there is for adults is even less.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And so what would you like to happen as a result of this petition? First of all, let's talk about who are you petitioning? You've got 7 different things on your petition. Who are you petitioning? Whose attention do you want with the petition?
Both houses of the U.S. Congress, who make our laws, and the U.S. President, and because I'm in the state of Missouri, my governor, and both houses of the Missouri Congress,
and also the President of the United States, correct?
Yeah, that's what I said. President of the U.S.
Okay.
Whoever is the sitting president at the time that I get all those signatures on there.
So you'd like to get 1 million people to sign this petition saying, please release funds so that adults with autism can get more services.
Yes.
Okay. And in order to sign the petition, all they have to do is go to change.org, and there are many petitions there that you can sign, but the title of your petition is 1 million, and it's the letters, 1 million people for better lives for adults with autism. Now, how long ago did you start this petition, Lisa?
Oh, in early May. And actually, I got the link shortened so it's a lot easier to share. And it's tiny CC /MRSAHW.
Okay. And people can go to your blog to be linked with it as well, and they can go to on your Facebook page for your blog. And I'm bringing all of that up here. I just am juggling way too many things here. What is your blog is love? Why don't I don't have it here. There it is. On Life, Love, and Truth, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so they can find that on Facebook. If you go to On Life, Love, and Truth, it also has links to the petition site, correct?
Yes, I have a page there at which it says, please sign and share my petition. I think it says something like that.
Yeah, it does.
And then we'll have the link, and we'll have my images and all the information. basic information about my petition.
Yeah. And one of the things that you're very good about reminding all of us is that every adult with autism was a child at one point, and every child with autism is going to be an adult.
Yes.
This is not just one person's problem. This is everyone's problem. Whether you have a child on the spectrum or you don't, it's all of our issue to be able to give the proper services. So why did you start this petition, Lisa? Why was this such a thing for you? Did something happen and you said, this is what I had enough, I'm going to do something about it?
Well, I was just getting frustrated that, like, for myself, I've been looking for somebody to give me a medical workup to see where I lie on the spectrum.
And we should be clear, you're a parent of a child who is on the spectrum, correct?
Yes. My daughter is diagnosed with pervasive development disorder, not otherwise specified.
Yeah, the PDD-NOS.
It's supposed to be, I think, the highest functioning form of autism, where the main problems are social, but not the repetitive behavior that's found as part of the Asperger's syndrome diagnosis.
Mm-hmm. And how old is your daughter?
She is going to be 13 later this year.
Okay, so she's getting close to that transition time when she's going to move into adulthood.
Yes.
And in terms of services, do you see at this age of 13 that there's less for her?
I fear that might be the case, and especially if these DSM-5 changes go through and she ends up with another diagnosis, social communication disorder, which is supposed to hit those hardest with her diagnosis.
Okay. And so a concern for her, but you mentioned there's also a concern for you as well.
Well, yes, if those changes go through, I fear that I might have an even harder time getting in a medical workup and a correct diagnosis.
But you feel like you may also be somewhere on the spectrum?
Yeah, I believe I am, and others believe it too, who know me personally.
Okay. And so have you been trying to get a diagnosis, Lisa?
Oh, yes. And I have a tentatively scheduled appointment with this Thompson Center for Neurodevelopmental Disabilities and Autism early January 3rd.
Okay.
Of next year. I had to wait till then.
Isn't it amazing? I mean, we talk about this from time to time on the show, how long people have to wait to get an appointment. And so that's, a full 6 months away. So
yes.
I'm sure that's a difficult thing to have to wait that far. Lisa, and tell me if you don't want to answer this, but what kinds of things make you think that you might be on the spectrum yourself?
Well, lifelong challenges with social communication would be number one. It continues to this day, and even online, where I often experience drama from people misunderstanding me and my misunderstanding people, and people taking advantage of me, and numerous being deleted because people misunderstand, even by people in the autism community who Yeah, well, even, even yesterday, I think, that I was upsetting you because I'm not on Facebook all the time. Sometimes it looks like I'm logged in and I'm not, because it stays logged in my computer here at work. And I don't know, it seemed like last night I got an urgent message that you were leaving me messages, and I felt like maybe you thought that I was ignoring you, and I want you to know that I really wasn't. But I'm not always on my Facebook. And so, but, we had a little bit of a bump there where I think you were concerned that I wasn't getting back to you, and I apologize to that. But I want all of you to know that I'm not. Even though I have friends, all of my friends say, "Well, you're on Facebook all the time," and I go, "No, it just looks like I am because I stay logged in at work." But so I apologize to you if that was uncomfortable for you and you thought that I wasn't getting back to you. But I'm glad that we have this opportunity to talk. I wonder, Lisa,
when your child got the diagnosis, was that the first time that you heard about autism, or had people talked to you about autism beforehand?
Well, before then, all I knew about it before then was the classic, more severe autism. I didn't know anything about the autism spectrum until she was diagnosed, and her pediatric neurologist was mentioning the autism spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
Before then, I didn't know autism was a spectrum.
Yeah.
I just thought it was the classic and severe, and that people with autism are totally not nonverbal. And
yeah. You know what, I had the same misconception until my son was diagnosed. I thought that, unless he was sitting in the corner rocking, that's the only thing that autism looked like. So it's an education. But at what point after your daughter was diagnosed did you start to ask questions about yourself?
Well, I think I was in the kitchen just doing something, and then I heard a conversation where a family member was saying, was repeating what somebody else said, and that the person was speculating, we believe that you are autistic. And I thought, what? And then I was thinking about it, from all the research I've been doing, I would have to say yes. Well, because I also have the obsessive interest, where I was labeled OCD, but back when I was labeled, it was obsessive compulsive neurosis, because back then neurosis was that word was commonly used. That neurosis is in plain English, it's all in your head. You're imagining things. It's not really happening.
Well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's an expression in our community that people say from time to time. They say puppies don't have kittens, and because I know there are a lot of us that our children are diagnosed on the spectrum, and when people start to talk about some of the different symptoms, we will recognize that we have and share some of those symptoms in different ways. And one of the things that I think makes it really hard for autism parents is that all the paperwork that has to be done and all the things that have to be done, and there are a lot of us who struggle in different areas with follow through. I know for myself, I found the paperwork of autism just about to be my personal undoing. I'm just not good at that kind of thing, and following through and following something around a circle of people and just not my forte. But there is this expression of puppies don't have kittens, because sometimes I believe that everybody has at least one symptom that's on the autism spectrum, right? I think that everybody falls somewhere. It's a big enough spectrum for all of us. But what are some of the challenges that you face as a parent with a child that you find particularly difficult because of your symptoms?
Well, it seems the main area is her making and keeping friends, which she really struggles with. Hannah, my daughter really struggles. She doesn't have any close friends per se, except one girl who I think has even worse struggles than she does, who not only deals with autism, but I think she has other issues going on, and she's even worse off than my daughter.
Wow. Well, I'm grateful that she has that friend. How are you in terms of making friends? Is it easy for you, Lisa?
No, and it never has been.
Well, I'm glad that we're friends on Facebook. And I'm
so
really
much.
glad that you were able to talk to me yesterday and let me know some stuff that was going on with you so that I could appreciate how you needed me to get back to you. I think anytime we can be clear about what we're doing, that makes it easier for everybody. I also think that it's important that we get back to talking about your petition, because if services were there for adults, how much of a difference would it make in your life?
Well, I would probably have a lot more access to getting a medical workup and wouldn't have to go 2 hours out of my way.
Yeah. And you know that your story is not remarkable, and that there are a lot of parents and a lot of adults out there that could use some support, right?
Right.
Well,
I know I'm far from alone, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, but I'm glad that you're leading the charge, Lisa, and I think it's remarkable that I love your petition on Facebook, and you've got it in several very rainbow colors that are really unique and fabulous. I want to remind everybody that the petition is to get services and you need for adults on the spectrum, and you would like to get 1 million signatures.
Yes, I feel that would be needed for it to be effective and to get attention.
Okay. Well, Lisa, we want to invite everyone that is watching and that continues to watch this clip in the coming months to please go to change.org, sign your petition. It's a very easy thing to do. Let the world know that you stand with adults getting services. And Lisa, I want to wish you really good luck, and I hope that something changes and you're able to get in for an appointment before January of next year.
Thank you.
And we'll stay in touch, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. I also want to remind, bye-bye, Lisa. I want to remind people that her blog is On Life, Love, and Truth. There is a page for it on Facebook, so you can go to On Life, Love, and Truth. Go to that page, and you'll have access to the petition and to Lisa's blog. What a remarkable and courageous and brave woman.